Relieved that this entire process is over. It's been a long process. We all know that. It's resolved itself in a way which I think is fair and reasonable. It took into account a lot of relevant factors and tried to arrive at a disposition which would satisfy the needs of everyone involved. So a lot of thought went into it, and hopefully we'll all walk away from this feeling that it's done.
A lot of people are going to say 2 years house arrest just is not fair in comparison to what happened.
Well, a lot of people say that. There's no doubt about that. But the law is the law. We have an experienced prosecutor who's aware of the potential difficulties with the case. We had an application to stay the proceedings for an abusive process, which, although it was unsuccessful, I felt it had a lot of merit. And it was a good likelihood, if we had not resolved the matter, that I would have had to await the conclusion of the trial proper to appeal the decision of the judge on the stay application. So this matter could have been protracted for years and years.
What were the issues on the abuse process?
The issue, as I articulated in court, was back in 1990, he entered guilty pleas, was sentenced, ultimately served his time, obtained a pardon in 2004, that these incidents occurred before his previous guilty pleas, and that it was basically only by reason of the town of Amherstburg seeking to purchase his property and then purchasing it, and ultimately seeking from him a charitable donation in exchange for naming rights, that this matter, these matters which arose many years ago came to light. And another prosecution was commenced, and I thought there was a fundamental unfairness by reason of the way the entire thing started. You talk about no good deed goes unpunished. This seemed to be a classic example of the sale of the property, the donation, and found himself in all this trouble again. So he's 87 years old. Hopefully he can go home, stay there, and that'll be the end of it.
So but if the whole naming rights thing hadn't have come up, no one would ever know what happened to these three men. Shouldn't he have been punished for something he hadn't been punished for?
Well, they would have had an opportunity to come forward back in before 1990. One of them, and I won't name the person, of course, was asked back in at the time of the previous investigation if anything had happened. And if people choose to sit back and wait years and years and years, I mean, that's their choice. I'm not being critical of them. But if you've committed offenses, and they are 20 and 30 and 40 years ago, how long should that be hanging over your head? Some people would say forever. I would think that there should be some conclusion to it.